for jobs. Jobs are coming and going. Thankfully, in the Raleigh area,
Mm.
jobs are landing here. Um, there's a mass amount of people moving to Raleigh every single day. We're seeing 78 people move to Raleigh per day.
My name is Kevin McIntosh, and this is the Closing Table, where we talk to experts about their experience in real estate all across the country. Let's go. Welcome back to the Closing Table. Joining us today, we have top producer based out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Miss Renee Mangum. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Appreciate your time. Absolutely have to value every realtor's time because I'm pretty sure we all know realtor's time is valuable. So let's get into it though. Based in North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina. Am I saying right? Raleigh, North Carolina?
Yeah.
I know I might have a northern accent. I know there's a difference. So I just want to make sure. So you're part of, I want to make sure I put some respect on this. One of the largest or the largest brokerage in Raleigh, North Carolina.
So we are actually one of the largest independent brokerages
Mm.
in the Triangle area. So yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina, growing. We are expanding out to Asheville, Fayetteville, really booming areas. So yeah, biggest independent brokerage in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And that's Dash, by the way. Let's properly introduce
Yeah.
the brokerage is Dash in Raleigh, North Carolina, by the way. So what techniques do you think made Dash like the top brokerage, one of the top brokerages, independent in its market? Like, have from what you've learned, what makes it number one of the
So that
best?
that's actually a really great question because Dash is a very unique just entity in itself. So
Hmm.
with Dash, we believe in talking people out of buying homes. So instead of walking into a home and saying, "Look at the beautiful granite," and "Oh, they've repainted," we don't do that. We're actually looking for something completely different. We're looking for the things that are going to cost those buyers money in the years to come. So things that are going to cost them out
Okay.
of pocket expenses, such as the roof, the HVAC, the water heater.
Mm,
We're checking the actual date made on the HVAC. We're looking at that for them. We're
right,
looking at
right,
things that are going to help them resell that property because most people don't keep a property more than 5 years. So people are buying properties, they're outgrowing properties, they're having to downsize their properties. They're not Nobody's really buying their forever home. So it's really helping
really.
them see what the price is gonna be for them to resell it or for even for it to be livable for them. We
Why do you think that is? That's interesting that you brought that up. Why do you think it is that people aren't living in their homes for longer terms of period? You say 5 years? That's incredibly short term, if you ask me,
Yeah,
relatively speaking.
it is, and I think that the reason that people are selling their homes is that people are relocating. People are
Right.
leaving with for jobs. Jobs are coming and going. Thankfully, in the Raleigh
Mm.
area, jobs are landing here. There's a mass amount of people moving to Raleigh every single day. We're seeing 78 people move to Raleigh per day, and that's
Mm.
just the Raleigh
Wow.
area. So I think that when you're looking at that and knowing those people can be relocated, families change, kids go off to college.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes people start off they're newlyweds, they have no children, and in 5 years they have 2 children and they're thinking of a third, but the house won't fit them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
think about where you were 5 years ago, you're not in the same space in any way, not just
Yeah.
because of
That's
COVID
a
or
fact.
things that have happened, but just in life in general.
Yep. Yep. I feel like you're talking to me directly right now
I
because that's
am.
definitely the
I am,
case.
yeah. Yeah,
So
and we're a big college area too. So we have people who come here
oh
from
yeah.
college, graduate from college, start their lives, buy homes, get jobs, and then get married and go somewhere else. So or their spouse has a home that works better for them.
And just for clarification purposes, what college universities are in that area?
So we are home to UNC, Duke, NC
Right, right.
State, Appalachia State is a couple miles away,
Oh,
Shaw
oh wow.
University. So we have some really big, big schools just right here in the area.
Oh yeah, I know that already makes for a very interesting real estate market. So let's get into it right now. Raleigh, North Carolina. What are some things buyers should do to best prepare themselves when they want to purchase a home in today's market?
I love that question because the very first thing they need to do is think about what they actually have. We need to know what your credit,
Hmm.
as a buyer, you need to know what your credit score is. You need to
Hmm.
know what your leverage is when it comes to buying. Being pre approved, or at least sitting down and talking to a lender and getting that pre approval letter, is so important because as young people, especially in this area, they see what their parents have and they're like, "Oh, well, my job is comparable to that." But then when they have no credit, their credit score won't allow them for the same buying power. So we need
Hmm.
to really have an idea of what their financials look like as a buyer. Another thing
Right.
is that you have to realize that there is so many fees associated with buying a home. It's not just I'm going to buy a house and I'm gonna put down 20%, which, by the way, you don't have to have 20%. That is not even close to being what you
Common
actually have.
misconception. Thank you.
Very
Yep.
common misconception. But there's other fees associated. So there is an attorney in the state of North Carolina. We use attorneys for closings. There is
Hmm.
inspections. We need to have those
Hmm.
inspections done. So
Correct.
there are associated fees that go along with it. Loan fees.
Yep.
People don't think about that when they're
Title insurance,
title
every kind of
insurance,
thing. Oh man.
homeowners is different,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
those are things that you're gonna need to have done, so,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's important for you to not just have a down payment, but to really have an idea of what the fees are gonna look like.
Okay. So let's switch it on the other side of the coin. Sellers. What should sellers do to best prepare to sell their home in today's market in Raleigh, North Carolina?
I think that the number one thing that sellers need to know is that it's not gonna be your house anymore, so you need to depersonalize it, you need to declutter your home.
Mm.
We don't wanna show your home with, every picture of every child photo that you've ever had. Like, we need to take that stuff down. Another thing is like maintenance. Simple maintenance that people do in their house makes a big deal. So, for
Right.
instance, for a dash agent, when we go into a home to show a home, we're looking at things like the filters on the HVAC system. We're
Mhm.
looking at those
Mhm.
filters because we want to see if the house has been properly maintained. So change your filters. It's real
True.
simple and it's
True.
cheap and it'll make a difference to
Hmm.
an educated agent.
Yeah. No, that's true. Your house needs regular maintenance like your car does. I mean, you change out your
100%.
car air filter, you get an oil change. You got to make sure you're doing the same things to your home. Your home just isn't going to be there. You can't just sweep and mop all the time, ladies and gentlemen. You got to do a little
I
bit
mean,
more.
don't get me wrong, cleaning is important though.
Well,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for
it's true.
cleaning,
All right, so I have my ear to the real estate market news a little bit. I'm not as in tune, but I'm hearing words of a market correction in certain places. Is there a market correction going on in your market? And what is a market correction? Just speak on all of that.
so I think a market correction just is basically, we saw an inflation of prices in homes, and now the homes are basically coming back down to what we think that they should be. The thing with a house in general is a house is worth what the buyer is willing to pay.
Facts.
So
Facts.
it doesn't matter if the house is marked $400,000, and I'm just going for a median home. So $400,000, and then you think that the house is worth 420 and you're paying in cash. That's not the same thing. So as for a
Hmm.
market correction, I will say that I've seen the market do some crazy things in 2022. We all did. We all heard about it on the news. However, the market is slowing in the way of it's getting closer to being a normal market. In a normal market, homes will be on the market for roughly 45 days. The other thing about homes being on the market is that there's 7 to 8 months worth of inventory. In Raleigh, North Carolina, right now, we are at 38 days average on market, but we only have
Okay.
2 months worth of inventory. So we're still seeing that escalated craziness that we saw in 2022. However, it has slowed down a little bit. We still don't have the inventory, hence why Raleigh is booming with construction right now. We need that inventory for the influx of people that we have.
Okay. Okay. I need you to do me one favor. Break down the jargon of having 2 months inventory. What is that exactly?
So 2 months of inventory basically says like we have X amount of people looking for homes. And if
Hmm.
every single one of those people got the homes that they would need, they would be on a wait for like it would they would literally be fighting within a 2-month period of time. The 7 to 8
Mm,
month inventory, which is a normal inventory, is inventory that's coming onto the market and leaving the market in a frame of that's not putting a rush. People aren't
gotcha.
fighting for the same house. There's not multiple offers on homes. And there's nothing wrong with multiple offers on homes. I think having the right agent show you what an acceptable good offer is
Hmm.
okay and it's helpful and you really get to there's a bigger education with it, but having only 2 months of inventory with the amount of people that are coming into the area, there's not enough homes to house all the people physically not enough homes to
Right.
house all the people that are moving to the area. In any healthy market, we'd want a wider amount of time.
That's that I've heard that before in another episode about there not being enough space, enough real estate for people to move in. So how's new development and new homes, new construction going? And I mean, is there land for people to build new homes there? How is that working out?
Absolutely. So there is land, and we happen to be in a really great area. I mean, this is old tobacco farmland, so there is lots and lots of land. And my suggestion always is to buy dirt. If you have a chance to buy
Mm,
dirt, buy dirt. Dirt is gold. They will never
mm.
make more dirt. So if you can buy land, buy the land. And
Yeah.
but there is significant amounts of undeveloped land that has been purchased by developers and they're building really great homes. You're getting further and further
Okay.
and further away from the Raleigh area. You're getting about 45 minutes from the closest airport, but it's building so rapidly and the homes are more spacious. You get more house for your money in this area.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's keep it in the realm of beauty. I saw something that you posted and you said real estate is a perfect blend of people and craftsmanship. Like that just sounds so elegant. Can you
Thank
please
you.
elaborate?
So that is an original quote. I said that, yeah. I absolutely love people, and I'm such an extrovert. Like I can talk to anybody anywhere. Like grocery store, I'll start having a conversation. But with
Nice.
real estate, it ties my love for people and helping people reach their goals with my love of homes. I love to walk in a house and see like not just high ceilings. I'm talking about real craftsmanship, like
Yeah.
just just the beauty of it, when the right lighting matches the right baseboard and you have it's just beautiful to me. Like, I love craftsmanship, and I think real
Mhm.
estate just combines the 2 beautiful things that I think are just the most amazing thing in life.
And every home is so different. Different markets homes are different. Like it is a beautiful thing to see. And then you as a real estate agent, you literally get to walk into different homes that people just get to walk, just drive by. Like we drive by some of these homes, you're walking in and seeing all of these. So I can understand your perspective and seeing it as craftsmanship. So that
Yeah,
was beautiful, and I'm glad you elaborated on that. So you
thank
said you've had the pleasure of working on some fantastic historic projects in the downtown Raleigh area. What are some of your favorite historic projects that you've been a part of?
So before I was in real estate, I worked for a builder in downtown Raleigh, and I had the most amazing experience with just seeing homes that were built, 1900s and keeping the original tile on
Mhm.
the roof. I love exposed brick. So when they remove a wall and they're like, "Should we keep this brick?" I'm like, "Yes, we should
Yeah,
100% keep this brick."
it
Like
is a nice
that's
look. Yeah.
so beautiful. I mean, nothing makes me happier than an exposed original brick wall. And then,
Yeah.
one of the things with the historic, society in downtown Raleigh is that all of the historic homes, the porches match up against each other. So, like, you can stand out on your porch and you can look, and every single porch lines up
Oh
exactly.
yeah, that's nice.
And I just find that just so beautiful, like, it goes back to
Yeah.
that whole craftsmanship, like, I just love it, like, everything about a historic home makes me happy, but I did get an opportunity to help move a historic home, and that was a really cool experience.
Please talk about that, because I was like, what? You moved
Yeah.
that? When I hear that you moved the home, like, to
Yeah.
place.
So once again, with the construction company and the historic association, we went, and the city of Raleigh wanted to move a home. It was historic. It was on the historic society list, and they gave a space, a piece of land for that home to be moved to. So we
Mm,
literally picked the home up on hydraulics, and every street sign, street light, cable, anything that was in the roadway had to be removed. The road had to be shut down. We did it on a Saturday through the middle of downtown, past we have two like beautiful museums downtown, past
right.
museums, past the archives, like past where the the government meets. Like it was very, very cool. And they literally just drove it down the street. One guy walking with a remote control. And I asked him, I was like, "Do you even have a driver's license? Because you look very young." He was like, "I'm 19 and I do not have a driver's license."
A
But he was like,
19-year-old is in
yeah, he
control of moving
of
a
a
historic
historic.
home.
It was very cool. It was very cool.
Wow.
Yeah. It
What are
was a
we
very cool
doing?
experience.
That is crazy. So so what was this historic home? Like, what did I can't remember if I missed, why did it have to be removed, or
So
was it just
the city was doing some I think they were building a parking garage actually at the time, and this home had been sitting there, and the city owned the home, and the city also owned the plot of land. So basically they worked it out where the construction somebody purchased it for a very small amount of money and then had to pay for the removal. So they literally moved it. We moved it down the street.
oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I know that was just the weirdest thing to see, like, especially if you're from that area, you drive past this location, see this house, and then all of a sudden, let's say you didn't even know that they were moving it, and then you
Yeah.
drive somewhere else, you see it, say like, yo, am I tripping? What is
It
going
was very
on?
cool because we're walking it. So, like, we're walking down the street with our hard hats on and walking. We had, like,
Mm-hmm.
a drone go above it and take video of it. It was a
Oh
very
yeah.
experience.
Oh, I
Very,
know it
very
was some nice footage. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's a
Oh
great experience.
yeah. Nice. Okay. Okay. So there's a video of you on social media in a crawl space.
Why
Now
not?
the crawl spaces look decent. I've been in crawl spaces that were way worse than this when I was a kid. But a crawl space is a very creepy place to be. Like, what is the most intriguing place that you've been in a property? Like, besides like that, like, has it like some scary places, some abandoned places? Like, what's an intriguing place?
Um, so first of all, I wanna say that I love crawl spaces. I think that they're very cool. They tell you everything you wanna know about a house,
Right.
everything that you people miss it. They're like, "Oh, looked in there, I'm done." Like, I'm gonna get in the crawl space. The only thing that's gonna get me out of a crawl space is a snake, but other than that, I'm going in there. Spider webs and all, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the most intriguing place that I've ever been, I would have to say is land. I love walking land. And the reason that
Really?
I love walking land because, yes, craftsmanship is beautiful, but the
Mm,
thing about land is that it's always been there. So, t for me,
got
to
a
know
good point.
that it's always been there and that so many other people have walked across it. So many other people have passed by that spot. So many people have stood on that soil. Like, that's really, 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 really intriguing to me.
Hmm. That's a very different perspective. That's a
Thanks.
very, and I wasn't expecting that answer at all. I thought you were gonna say like a basement cellar or some. Like, you saw the question I sent you in the mail. I was expecting
Yes.
something really crazy, but land is all right. I love that perspective. I love that different perspective though. Outside of real estate, your favorite place to be in your garage, bar hosting, bartending. I think that's
Yeah.
pretty nice. That's a pretty good side gig to do. So if you can compare your style as a realtor to a drink, let's be creative with this. What kind of drink would it be and why?
So, I asked my husband this question this morning because we love bartending. Like, we love
Uh
hosting in our house. And he was like, "Oh, that's easy. You're Fireball." And I was like, "No, because with Fireball, you have regret in the morning." So
huh.
So, I would have to say not Fireball, but I would have to say that I'm like, you ever had that margarita that's got the Kanye pepper in it? Like, it's a spicy
Mm-mm.
margarita. So, I would be the spicy margarita. Like, If I
Oh,
had to pick,
wow.
that's me. Like, with the pepper floating in top of it, that would be me, 100%.
Wouldn't you say that's an acquired taste? Like, that's not a common
No,
thing,
I
or
think
is it?
I think, like, when you go into it, you're like, "Oh, margarita, yeah." Like, "Okay, I like a little bit of spice," but then it's like, bam, spice
Oh,
right there.
hit you right in your taste buds. Bam.
Right there, like, just and if it wasn't that one, it would have to be like a lavender like, lavender drop with, like, the sprig of rosemary in it, because I feel like it's very
Ooh.
classic, very classy, and also, like, has such a beautiful taste. It's not too sweet and it's not bitter. It's just that beautiful combination of, like,
Hmm.
things you can grow in your garden. So that
Okay.
would be my second one.
I'm convinced. Yeah, I want a shot of that. Give me some of that right there. That
I
sounds
got
good.
you. Stop by.
Yeah. Yeah. For real. All right. So I want to talk about this. I saved this for last because this is probably the most intriguing thing here. You you have been featured on an episode of House Hunters on HGTV. So I got a couple questions in regards to this. What did it take for you to even be featured on this? I know you can't just like apply and just be featured, or can you? I don't know. Like, how did this come about?
Well, I did not do that on my own. So I had really amazing clients who were like, "We love this show. We wanna be part of it." And they filled out an application, and then the show called me and said, "Hey, we'd love for you to interview for this show." And I said, "Okay, what are we talking about?" And they were like, "Oh, House Hunters, HGTV." And I was like, "I love that show. Yeah, let's do that."
Yeah,
Yeah. So my clients reached out to HGTV first.
really.
Mhm.
So it was literally just applying, and then they reached out to you. Oh
100%.
my goodness. You just never know if you just shoot your shot. And that's even nice that your clients actually referred you over there too. So how was that experience overall? You've already recorded, been there, done. It's a pre-recorded thing.
Yep.
So talk about the experience. I mean, just the
Um,
experience. I know you probably can't talk about the episode.
I I will say that the experience was absolutely amazing. Every single
Mm,
person. So Pytown TV is who actually sends, like, the camera people. They do all of, like, the connecting for it. They're the production company.
right.
Um, every single person that I talked to, dealt with, um, interacted with was absolutely professional,
Nice.
amazing. Like, it was such a good experience with every single person that I worked there with. Like, it was fantastic. And
Cool.
the process was easy and it was fun. And they made sure that it was fun. And me and my clients made sure it was fun. So it was a good time.
Nice. Nice. All right. And when does that air? Give us a heads up. When does that air?
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Next Thursday, the 23rd at 10 p.m. on HGTV.
All right, all right. The 23rd of February. Make
Yep.
sure y'all watching that. By the time this airs, I think this will be like right on along then. So please make sure you support Renee Mangum. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. And before we get up out of here, can you just tell the people you have any last words? You want to tell the people how they can get in contact with you?
Absolutely. You can reach me at renee.mangum at -nc.com. That is my email address. And I'm with Dash Carolina, a local real estate agency here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area.
Yeah, never met a stranger. You gotta love
Never
that
met a
type of
stranger.
personality. I love it. I love it. Thank you again, and we appreciate you. For all of our YouTube watchers, you already know. If you got this far, please hit the like button, hit the share button, and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel. And if you are listening, hello, mic check. Apple, Spotify, any other podcast platforms, please do the same. Like, share, 5-star rating, also subscribe so you get our latest content. I want to leave you with this question, audience. Do you prefer to live in a big city, a small town, the suburbs, or a rural area, and why? Drop your comments below. Other than that, we'll see you next time.